Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for Blitz episode number 4 here. I'm here with Hacklebeast. Game and BMW have not shown up yet. We're not sure if they are going to show up, but for the purposes, we're just gonna say it's me and Hacklebeast for this episode. Hopefully, we can get someone else to come on and talk with us. Alright, cool. So how's it going, Hacklebeast?
Going well. Going well.
Glad to hear it. Now, also, Hacklebeast was also very kind enough to make the show notes this week. I really appreciate that. I've been very busy with school and Mandarin and all that fun stuff. So, yeah. So, do you...
kindly used in quotes there. I mean, they're pretty terrible compared to yours. I didn't think show notes were going to take that long, and then I looked at your examples for past show notes, and I go, wow, he actually puts effort in and stuff. Damn it.
You have to just like look through like all the I don't know, and then you just have to like do a quick summary of everything. But anyway, any work from you is very fantastic, so I really appreciate that. And looking at your show notes, if we just use that as a starting place to start off from, and that is not where I want to go. All right, no, we don't need this. We don't need that open. And no, that's Skype. Okay, this is what we wanted. Doty game. Alright, so if we look back at this, you wanted to start with Gambit Cup.
Right.
Okay.
Solid place to start.
Yes. Oh. Of course it opened on the other screen, which is not important at all. Alright. Alright, so Gambit Cup. Oh, what is going on here? No. Technical difficulties. Alright, anyway, so we're at the thread page right now. Do we have the Wikipedia page? No, I'll have to go look that up. Do you know if the Wikipedia page is updated?
Pretty decently.
Pretty decently.
Not all the ones from this week.
Okay.
But stuff from it has week 5 and week 6, and then one game of week 7.
Okay. Oh, I gotta move that back over here. Make this half the screen. Alright. Alright, so regular season. Whatever it likes to work. Okay. So what week are we in now?
We covered up to week 4 last time.
Week 4. Alright, so there's only... That's weird. So we got so week 4, but there's only one series that's is week 4 right now. Oh wait, no, that's Gambit Cup 3 is what I wanted. Okay, no, I was off. I was in the original Gambit Cup. I was on the right tab. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so you said we got up to week 4. All right, so week 5. China beat SAS 4-3. I'm looking at this. WK didn't do, and Ziddy didn't do terrible. And Heroes. Well, these are like the most consistent. Would you say WK, Ziddy, and Heroes are probably the most common Chinese players? I feel like they are.
No, ZD. I think that's ZDY's first appearance for China in Gambit Cup.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no, he appeared once versus Fox.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah. He came out and he lost one game, but other than that,
okay.
Yeah, ZDY is not the most common. Heroes always shows up, and WK. A lot of people might recognize him because he was in Nation Wars, which is a lot of people's only other exposure to the Chinese players.
Okay.
But Heroes certainly the most common one we see.
Go ahead.
I want to emphasize on that results. I assume you have it up so people can see them. We don't need to read them all off. But Heroes over Zeke. I want to emphasize to everyone how much of a ridiculous upset that is. Because Zeke is something ridiculous. Like, he's like 93-8 versus Protoss players. And those 8 losses are all to only 3 different people. There are like 3 people who have ever beaten Zeke as Protoss in tournament. And now it's 4. Like, Zeke losing is rare enough as it is, but Zeke losing to Protoss, Heroes deserves a lot of respect. And it just goes to the Chinese team is the new most radical team. And by radical, I mean they're not consistent at all. They are the least consistent team, where you have J-Star losing, but then some other Protoss beat Zeke. It's like, how the hell does that happen? They can lose versus Fox, and then they beat other great teams. They beat SAS. Lose to Fox, beat SAS. There's no way to predict Chinese team. No way.
I think it's the circumstances that are put under each player as well. Late nights, and then you have the lag issue, and then all that fun stuff. And I would say J-Star is somewhat in a slump right now. He got knocked out of the first CSOL, I think in like the round of 16. So he got knocked out fairly early on, and he did lose a show match to Fengzi, which you may know. So that was like a 3-0. So recent results from J-Star hasn't been that optimal, but anyway. Yeah, Heroes though. Yeah, Heroes. The captain was saying that Heroes was inactive for quite some time, and it looks maybe he's making a comeback, maybe possibly, which is really awesome. Yeah. So congratulations to the Chinese team from doing that, and yeah, let's see how they played. Oh, they played. Was that the most recent game? No. Have they played SJ yet? No, they haven't. No. Wait, I could be wrong. Because this was September. SJ. They already did?
They played SJ last week, yeah.
Last week. Okay, so these
results are up.
Oh, that's 4. Okay. Well, you're just looking at the following and then just lose. So they beat SAS, coming down to an ace match. Then SJ just gets an all-kill with Napoleon in week 6. I'm not trying to jump around too much, but congratulations to Napoleon from just completely just dominating China again.
Yeah. And that's another thing. It's like, it's hard to be considered a top-tier team when you get all killed by Napoleon. Napoleon's good, but he shouldn't be all killing your team.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when J-Star shows up, because J-Star is supposed to be like the savior of all Chinese Protosses. I haven't seen a whole lot of his play. I can't comment on that exactly. And recently I've heard that there are some players better than him. But he's the most famous.
Yeah.
And other than the 2 guys who went and actually trained in Korean houses, JP and LX, I think J-Star might be the 3rd most famous Chinese player.
Okay. Did he go to Korea and practice in Korean houses?
I don't think so.
He did, yeah.
I'm pretty sure the only Chinese players were LP and LX and JP. My bad.
Oh, okay.
LX and JP.
All right.
Going back up to week 5 though.
Yeah.
Defi, pretty much all kills, sir, or at least gets a 3 kill. Not surprising. Not surprising in that Defi's pretty solid. Yeah. It is surprising though how quickly he got good with Zerg, because at the start of this Gambit Cup season, before the start of this Gambit Cup season, he was Protoss. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, he's like, I'm going to play Zerg in all my matchups. And I thought he was a race picker at first, before I realized he also plays ZBZ.
Okay.
And there was no slump time. He was just as good. He's just as good as Zerg, if not better, than he was as Protoss. And I think he was hiding this pocket Zerg for quite a while now, and then all of a sudden decided, I'm going to bring it out. Yeah. And it's impressive that there wasn't a dive. Mm-hmm. That he's just maintained, if not gotten better. So, very nice there. SJ defeats LRM. Little bit of a surprise, because LRM's such a strong team, but not that much of a surprise, because SJ also a good team, and SJ always beats LRM.
Oh, really?
Actually, I want to jump down to week 6, too.
Week 6.
Game was commenting on this in one thread or one stream or another, but SJ and Reps always beat LRM. And they did. They lost. LRM lost to Reps. LRM lost to SJ. And I think I know the reason. The reason's pretty clear to me, at least. It's because LRM has trouble versus Terrans.
Okay.
Their lineup is primarily Zergs. None of their Zergs are particularly talented versus Terran, compared to their other matchups.
Okay.
Cole is known for his versus Terran, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily better than some of his other matchups. He's good in all of his matchups. But SJ has had Napoleon and has had Terror, 2 very talented Terrans. Reps used to have Project, which gave them a lot of problems. And this time, Project wasn't there, but Largo picked up the slack. Largo, a very talented Russian Terran player. And when I saw that 3-kill, it didn't surprise me at all that Largo was able to beat True Touch, Bakuryu, and Dragon. I think, in my opinion, Largo's favored against those three players. Because neither of those three players are best versus Terran, and Largo's just really damn good. So, it's worth pointing that out. And then in the final game of that week, IFU versus Fox. Not a lot to be said, other than I think it's cool that EX, who's a player who he qualified for TSL 1 all the way back then, so he's been around for a very long time, qualified for a couple WCG Russias, if I remember correctly. But he's been around for a very long time. It's nice to see him active and winning, but at the same time, he beat Noise, Wands, and Ihufa, which are like C+, B-, C+. So, kind of hard to tell exactly where EX is, but I'm glad to see him around.
Oh, okay. I'm also wondering about Defy. I'm not sure if you know. I'm not sure if he's still part of reps. Like actually active on the team anymore. He got recruited into a Chinese team, THE, along with me, and I don't even know. There was some other foreigner that got recruited into that team. I want to say it's Dual, but I could be completely wrong. I don't know why I want to say that, but I'm wondering if that practice has helped him in some way playing on the Chinese ladder. But
Defy's, I didn't know about that. Defy's got recruited by a Chinese team?
Yeah, I'm on the same team as him now. Oh.
Huh.
But I'm always on like the other side. I'm always my time zone's so terrible for this team. I think it's more or less because the guy that recruited me was like, yeah, dude, you cast as CSOL, like you should join our team. I'm like, well, okay. And I did like 10 games on the Chinese ladder, and I always lose, really, really bad. But yeah, and you said EX won his game. Didn't Michael get an all kill against IFU?
That's week 6. I was talking about week 5.
Oh, week 5. Okay. Oh, where's the reps? Oh, okay. No, wait. Week 5. Hold on, I'm so confused. Oh, okay. I'm looking for IFU for week 5. Okay, yeah. EXE, yeah, okay. You got a 3 kill, and then Bibian came in. Okay. Alright. And then week 7 has been yet to be decided yet. But the games were casted by Sale, I believe. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah. Two, they're already updated, or part of it is. Yeah, China.
We gotta talk about week 6 first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. So, week 6, Michael all kill, not surprising at all. Ace all killing Fox, not surprising at all, but it is cool to see Ace back. Ace, obviously, player who got 2nd place in ISL 1, 2nd place in ISL 2, and been around for a hell of a lot longer than that. I thought he retired. Some other people thought he retired, but then out of the blue, randomly showing up for Sir, and all killing Fox. Okay. So I'm glad. It's not surprising the results at all. Ace beating a bunch of B- to C rank players, but it's cool that Ace is back. I'm glad about that. Napoleon all killing the Chinese team. We talked about that a little bit, and that Chinese team, who the fuck knows whether they're going to be good that day or not. And then LRM versus Reps, which, from what I heard, that was a very good series. But Reps with the upset. And it's kind of good for the league. It is good for the league that Reps beat LRM, because this league was so close in terms of the standings. With LRM losing, that last spot, that 3rd place spot, because top 3 get into playoffs, is thrown wide open. And, like, everybody has a shot except for Sir, I think, going into week 7. Or no, excuse me. Everyone had a shot except for Fox.
Okay.
Fox could not get in, but theoretically, LRM or Reps or IFU or the Chinese team or Sir could somehow make it into the playoffs based on how week 7 went.
How do the playoffs even function if there's only 3 teams that advance?
They go the way that Pro League went. So what they did in Pro League, it's a condensed form of what Pro League is, but it's 2nd place plays 3rd place, winner goes plays 1st place in the finals.
Oh, okay.
So SAS automatically in the finals. They just get there. And then SJ will need to play one other team. I don't think... Well, theoretically, SJ could pass SAS in the last week, but pretending that SAS wins, which they did. So SAS does get first. SAS is in the finals. SJ, assuming that they won, will play excuse me, will play the other team in the playoffs to get into the finals.
Okay. It's an interesting format. I like that format.
Yeah, that's the way the Korean leagues ran it, and it's kind of odd coming from Western sports where the playoff structure looks a lot different, and there's not as much of an advantage given to the first place team. But I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the games this week because I was casting during that time period. So I don't know how SJ versus Sir went. So I can't really comment on that. But LRM losing means that LRM is 3-3.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they need help from reps. Like, they need reps to not beat Fox very badly, and then they need to do really well against the Chinese team to be able to get into the playoffs. It's very possible that reps beats Fox, because Fox is not doing so well, and LRM went from 3-0 to 3-4 and out of the playoffs. Or 4-3 and out of the playoffs.
Okay. So that's a good conclusion to the league, or the regular season, rather, with that kind of back and forth for the third place right there, at least.
Right.
And is the playoffs in a different... Is it like a longer clan war, or is it just kind of the standard clan war like each week has?
I think that it's going to be the same format. I don't think it's a best of 3 of best of 7s or anything like that.
Okay.
But I'm kind of guessing a little bit.
All right, cool. Cool. Well, that will wrap up Gambit Cup for this week, for coverage for Blitz at least, as it has been the 23rd was to 23rd, yeah, the 23rd, not 20. Oh, they made a typo, 23rd. They added a TH to the September 23rd, but these have not been casted yet, so the results are unknown for Fox versus Reps and SJ versus Sir, so we'll have to find out for that for next week, or whenever episode 5 comes in. Okay. And, yeah. Good luck with Gambit Cup. Thank you to all the organizers, and awesome to Sail for casting for however long. I wasn't watching it because I was doing homework, but I occasionally go on Team Liquid just to refresh, see what's going on, and I still saw, like, the Brood War streams going on, like, all day. I'm just like, wow. People are casting for a really long time, so. Anyway. Going back to Hakubi's awesome show notes here. What are we going on to next? Next was Ribbon TVT, One Fact casted. You casted that. I know that.
Yeah. Indeed I did.
And do you want to elaborate on this?
Yeah, I want to just talk about it a little bit. I don't think there are results up anywhere. Okay. But the Ribbon Tours, if you missed the first one, it's a series of mirror tours. But because mirror tours are traditionally considered boring, we wanted to give it a little bit more flair. Or Ribbon did. I guess I didn't really have anything to do with the decision making, but Ribbon wanted to give it a little bit more flair. So the first one was ZVZ with no Spire, and there was a lot of very interesting styles played. It was a great tournament overall. Today was one factory allowed at any given time. And you gotta allow one factory, because tanks should still play some role, and you need the factory to be able to get to the star ports and the science facility. So it was good. I'm gonna start off by saying it was good. I don't think that it was as good as the ZVZ one, because the ZVZ one was very chaotic. Whereas this one, after people got kind of got through the round of 8, they started settling in. And it's like, okay, we understand this matchup now. And we're starting to determine, like, legitimate build orders and, like, optimize things.
Oh, okay.
So the game started to actually kind of look more similar than they probably should have. Certainly compared to the ZVZ one.
Okay.
And they were very entertaining. They were very entertaining games. A lot of them. And they were games I would have enjoyed a lot watching if they were not all back-to-back and all kind of similar and in a 6-hour block.
Okay.
So I definitely recommend people watch them. Specifically, if you're looking for absolutely crazy games, go watch the first set that was casted, which was Technics versus Busy. Both of them off racing to play TVT. Go watch that one if you just specifically want the crazy. But I'd recommend you watch it, but don't watch it all in one 6-hour chunk. Spread it out a little bit. Add some other StarCraft in there to mix it up, so you're not seeing the same build orders over and over again. But there was a lot of good play. And it was definitely very well-deserved from the winner. The winner looked very strong in that tournament. I don't know if I want to spoil it, because we really... I mean, I could spoil it for the sake of spoiling it, but I don't think it's worth it. So,
okay.
Yeah. You said you're doing homework, so I don't know if you have anything to comment on it.
I did tune in for about, I think, like half a game. One thing you said that really kind of... You were talking about how you talked about it earlier. I didn't hear this earlier part. About how... it's kind of like the tank numbers, because even if you have a higher economy, you can't throw down more factories, so whoever has the higher tank numbers has a lot more flexibility of what they can do. I think this was on the outlier, on the back part. I'm not sure if this is the right map, where like the Zelnaga...
that was definitely a reoccurring theme of... Yeah. You obviously want to have tanks, but normally in a TVT game where you can build as many tanks as your economy allows, it was not that situation. You got one tank every 40 seconds, pretty much, because that's just what people did. People just continuously built tanks. If you squandered your tanks, you couldn't increase tank production at the cost of something else. You were stuck with that many tanks. So if you threw away 5 tanks in an attack that just went poorly, and your opponent now has a 5-tank advantage, that might be insurmountable. You might just be forced to throw up your hands and say, "Welp, gotta go race now, because I will never win another battle on the ground."
Okay.
And it really got to the higher level cerebral stuff of StarCraft. For the people who really like it in the chess sense, in the plotting out strategies a lot more than watching the Sick Mutamicro, which Sick Mutamicro is awesome, but some people like the other aspects too. If you're a fan of the other aspects, this tour was all about doing that. It was all about thinking about StarCraft in a higher level, and not so much a what do I have the APM to do, but how is the best way to spend my resources.
Okay.
And it was good. And that's why I said spread it out, because those games are really entertaining in my opinion. I love TVTs.
Okay.
But I don't want to be watching it that much and thinking about it that much for that long. It's best done in chunks.
Okay. Yeah, would you say that if you eliminated obviously you need the factor check to get up to Starport and Science Facility and all that, and the Ghosts and Battle Cruisers and stuff like that, would this tour look extremely different if you eliminated tanks or just any kind of factory units being built? Do you think it would be more entertaining, less entertaining, or something in that regard? If
you eliminate factories being built, you can't make wraiths. You can't make any.
I mean, like the factory can go down, but the rule is
just no tanks, no Goliaths, no vultures.
Yeah.
It would have been different. And I don't know exactly how it would have drawn out, but I think it would have fallen under one of 2 categories. Okay. Either A, both players find that wraiths are the best option, and then we have wraith battles, and then it becomes kind of a weird form of ZVZ, where it's just Mutalisk battles, but the Mutalisk can turn invisible, which is cool. It's like it would be fun, but that's going to get really samey very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
The other option is people find out that wraiths are actually a really bad idea, and Marines will just dominate everything. And then it becomes huge slugging matches between Wave of Marine versus Wave of Marine. That would have been more interesting than the Wraith ones, in my opinion. I don't know how that would have gone, but I do think that can happen to a certain extent and still have tanks in it. And the tanks won't completely eliminate that slugging match between Marines and Marines,
okay,
but it adds another layer to it.
Okay.
And sometimes adding extra layers just kind of muddies the issue. But in this case, I think adding that extra layer of tanks, so you have to start thinking about positioning. You have to start thinking about, well, if I retreat, I lose my tanks, and that's a huge resource. I think that extra layer added to the tournament rather than took away from it. I think they made the right decision with one fact. You're allowed to use the one fact.
Okay. That was very interesting. I'll have to tune in next time if I can get the time to do it. I really want to watch one of these tournaments.
Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the next one's going to be in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I got told they're going to be done every other week. I don't have official confirmation from Game, but that's the assumption I'm going off of.
Okay. I also like to note, though, I mean, if it's a bi-weekly tournament, if it is, or even tri-weekly or monthly, I mean, it's still a $100 prize pool, so, I mean, there is still, like, a good amount of cash prize to this tournament that's continual, that's coming up, so it's pretty cool. And that will be the One Factory tournament, whatever it's called, One Factory TVT tournament, concluding that, and awesome for Huckabees for casting that. Now, this is something that you have linked. Oh, wait, no, hold on. I went too far. Hold on. Whoopsie. I went way too far. That was the Ribbon TBT. The Tornheider Star League round of 8. Irradiator, Recroll, and Chill are still in this.
Yeah. I just do just a small headline. Obviously, there are more than just those 3 people, but those are the 3 people who. I'm pretty sure those are the only 3 people in the original tour who were like B level,
okay,
back during TSL days. So they're the 3 best players, and they're still in it. So they're going. So overall, the quality of the games in terms of playing level are going to increase. THSL, obviously a really fun Star League. I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm going to say the same thing I said about the Ribbon Tour here. Like, it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
And Sir Jolt and Keontae are hilarious with whoever they bring on. I don't want to watch it for 6 hours. I never watched them all the way through. Eventually, I'd turn them off because it's like, okay, this was fun, but I gotta do other stuff now.
Yeah.
Now that we're into round of 8,
yeah,
not only are we going to have higher level matches, but they're going to be more of the people that more of the people like or care about, like
okay.
for the people. Sorry, I'm not looking at the round of 8. A lot of the people are people that people know and have seen before and want to cheer for. So you have that factor. The skill level's going up. You have that factor, which helps. There will probably be some silly things, and certainly there'll be some bad plays, and there will certainly be some silly things just for fun, and that will be awesome. But overall skill level is going to increase, and the cast size is going to be right. I think that this cast size is going to be going in. So I really think that this league is going to hit its stride going into the round of 8, and I'm very excited for it going forward. I'll continue to tune in. It's a lot of fun if you haven't been watching it.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Yeah. I would definitely just reiterate the fact that the casters are the most comical group that I've seen. I feel like they're a good casting Archon, like Tastosis. Not as good, but like almost equivalent to Tastosis, in my opinion. But that might just be me.
No one listens to StarCraft 2 who is listening to this podcast. You don't have to
No. Past tense. They did Brood War cast. I've watched their Brood War cast. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway. Okay. Yes. So watch the round of 8. It's pretty much what we're saying. It's a very entertaining Star League. So go watch it. Moving on to that, BJ Star League. Okay, so this is something, again, this is one of the things I just don't know anything about. This is from the, Africa,
It's
Korean
Africa.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's Africa stuff.
Yeah.
It's, in a terribly unfortunate name for the Star League, but BJ Star League, if you miss the high level Korean games, as a lot of us do, this is as close as it gets at this point, because it does have a lot of those old school players, Haya, and some of the semi-pro players like Cola and Eagle. A a lot of people who were professional gamers who didn't want to play SC2 are now playing in this league. So the games are of similar quality to the last games we saw before the SC2 transition. And it's definitely a great league to be looking into. If you want to see some of your old favorites. Haya is one of my personal favorite players, so I'm definitely watching it in part for him, but also just because they're good. The problem is it's kind of hard to watch sometimes because it's a little hard to watch sometimes because it's Korean commentators. But it's Korean commentators, and they're not the NBC OGN commentators. It's like they don't have that awesome sound equipment. You can't feel the hype coming through in the same way. And it's a little bit unfortunate. And sometimes the VODs can be a little bit hard to find, although recently people have been really good about that and making like separate threads for each VOD, so that's hardly an excuse anymore. It's at bad times for some of us. But it's something that it takes a little bit more effort to dig those up. Excuse me, it takes a little bit more effort to dig those up than some of the other tournaments, but it's well worth it. It's well worth it if you really like that high level Korean play.
Okay. Yeah, I've never watched an Afrika stream before, so I haven't been able. I haven't watched it personally. I generally like to tune in to cast so I can understand the commentator. But the Korean commentators, though, like you were saying, though, if you don't get that, the Korean commentators are very entertaining. Yes. So go watch out Afrika stream if you can find them. No one's just re-download then re-upload them to YouTube to make it more easily accessible?
I'm pretty sure that's how they're doing it now.
Oh, they are doing it to YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
there are individual threads for all of them. So all you have to do is go and search up Group A thread, Group A VODs, Group B VODs, Group C VODs under the Broodword tourney.
Okay. Moving on, Ewa is a beast in continuing to make more tournaments. We have another one, the Ladder Clan League. I read a little bit on this. It's supposed to be aimed for everyone, including E-ranks, which is me. So did you want to elaborate on this? I didn't quite get it. It's in ladder format, so I don't really get how that operates, but
okay. I have my own questions about this. So I don't know everything.
Okay.
But this is a really cool idea. The way it works is you have teams, but your teams are inherently comprised of varying skill levels. So your best player plays their best player, your second best player plays their second best player, and it goes down the list. And you have to have some bad people on your team so that you can play at the lower levels. You can't just say, well, my fifth best player is this Super Mega Gosu, and he's only your fifth best player because there are 4 other great players. No, it's like you have to have significantly bad people on the other end. And it's pretty obvious the goal is that the good players will have bad players on their team. The good players want to win money. So the good players teach the bad players how to play StarCraft.
All right.
And in terms of leagues that want to get people better, you got your D rank individual leagues, your D rank team leagues, your C rank individual leagues. You got a lot of that stuff. But almost all of those have to deal with individuals. Or if it's the D rank team league, then you're being helped by other D rank players.
Yeah.
This is like the first major step where you have it where bad people are being taught by the very best people.
Okay.
And it's a really intriguing prospect. I don't know how it's going to work. It seems like an organizational nightmare. If it was anybody but AWA, I would say it's not going to happen. But since it's AWA, it's going to happen somehow. But I don't know how he's going to get over all of the hurdles. And honestly, it's probably going to be a little bit messy at times. But he said that in his post. It will be a little bit messy at times. But this is just the first season. And if that's true, I'm totally fine working with a messy system season 1 for the promise of better roads ahead. if this actually is a continuing thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great effort. It definitely deserves to be applauded. And there are already a lot of people who signed up who want to be in that league. And that's great. Very great that many people want to take part in this.
Okay. I was also just looking at the comments, and they all seem pretty cool. But is Game banned from Team Liquid right now?
Yes, he is.
I think he got banned. Yeah.
He is. 30-day temp ban. Oh, that.
Dare I ask what happened, or should I just bother not?
The fucking Grudge match thread happened.
Oh.
If you have not read both, not just one, both of the Grudge match threads, one is in blogs and one is closed. Read them. If you cannot find humor in that, you cannot find humor in anything. That's fine. You're just a completely hollow person. But damn it, you don't have to know who any of the people are. It helps if you know who the people are. It makes it even funnier. But if you have no idea who any of these people are, it is still absolutely hilarious.
Oh.
And sad. But mostly hilarious.
Oh wow. We'll have to nitpick. We'll have to pick his brain next time he's on. But anyway, so yeah, it seems very interesting actually. I just know from looking at perspective from just the Chinese team that working time zones that are drastically different from yours is very hard to communicate with people. So I'll be very interested how it's going to go down. But if it can work, it's a great practicing way, which means that you just have more talent for upcoming tournaments, which is everything positive. Yeah. Okay. All right. That was E through A Clan League. NW All Polish Tournament. I did see this as well. 2012.
Yo, I actually totally missed the thread on this one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was told about it since I am listed as caster. But I didn't realize he had made the thread for it. So I actually have to read through the thread after the show. But this is going to go into the category of another cool tour. Just nothing terribly special about it. $100 tour, Polish only. Just looking at the player list, Poland has really good players, obviously.
Yeah.
They won the last nation war.
Okay.
But Zooer, awesome. True Touch, awesome. South Park, awesome. Snitzel, I don't think he's playing anymore. But Snitzel's obviously awesome. It's gonna be a StarCraft tour. It's gonna have high caliber players. I will be casting it. It's next weekend. Should be good.
Awesome. Round of 8 grand finals will be cast. Okay, cool. I'll see if I can tune into that if I'm not busy studying in a Chinese textbook that I've been doing for the past week. But yes. Okay. So how many players are there? Just 8 players?
Oh, Pike. Yo, I don't want to forget Pike.
Yeah, Pike.
Pike's a great player too. My bad. Sorry, Pike.
They're like half the contestants for this tour are LRM players. That's good for LRM. They have a high chance of winning this tournament.
Yo, Julia signed up?
Appears.
I haven't actually read this thread. That's cool. Julia's is a much older player. Or, not a much older player. But Julia's an old player who's been inactive for a really long time.
Well, I just voted for Julia.
Alright. Vote for Julia. That always makes me smile when I see people who... I've never cast a Julia game. I'm pretty sure Julia stopped playing before I started casting.
Okay.
So it's really cool to see people like that come back. And it's like, hey, I'm back. I'm still alive. I'm still pretty good at StarCraft.
Oh.
That's nice, man. I'm happy about that.
I'm just looking through this post again, and now I'm seeing Ninazurg and Gecko also banned, which I have to guess that it's from the same thing.
Yep. 30-day temp bans. Bolon just dishing them out.
Oh, wow. Oh. Well, be interesting read. Alright, so, Hackle Beast, I wish you luck casting that tournament. the round of 8 and up to the grand final. Hopefully you have some entertaining games there. And ASL and YSL are in round of 8 now. Bam, let's click on this. What kind of link did you give me? No, I don't care about that. We are now back into the same thing. Alright, no, hold on. Oh, Wikipedia. Okay, Team Liquid. Okay. Yes. I absolutely love this. The Wikipedia page that is updated. I love it when it loads correctly. When my computer's not being stupid and really running slow. But okay. So yes, so I've been casting the YSL. I believe the games were played today. But BMW and I have been busy, and generally Ninazorg needs time to correlate the date, the replays in such a manner that they're anti-spoiler for us, I guess. I don't really care if they're anti-spoiler or not, but so then she gives us the replay pack, and then we generally cast them like 5 to 6 days later, just because I can't cast during the school week. So yeah, so I believe Breach is looking. Have you heard of Breach, Hacklebeast?
I've seen him do well in YSL,
Yeah.
but other than that, no.
He's a GM StarCraft 2 player from Bulgaria, I believe, and he's kind of crazy. He's kind of crazy good. I'm surprised he's actually C rank, but he'll have to go against Curiosity, and then Flip has to go against iHoofa. I would definitely Curiosity versus Breach would probably be the highlight of the round of 8. Otherwise, I don't really, or the quarterfinals, whatever. Or that is the round of 8. Yeah. So this will be interesting. Again, the cast should, I think, coming up like Friday or Saturday, and it also depends on when I do the other random mini tours that I cast and when we do Blitz, if we do it next week or not. So we'll have to figure out when that cast date is due, but that will just be TBA. But again, I don't even know how everyone's going to find out, because Ninazorg's now banned, so she can no longer update her OP, which is unfortunate.
Yep. That's why it's terrible when fucking Gay gets banned for 90 days, and then Ninazorg now, she's hosting threads for tournaments. These people, man, can't just bite their tongue.
That's unfortunate. Well, we'll have to figure out how it goes down, but I assure you that we'll get it done somehow, probably through Skype channels and stuff like that. We'll get you the content. I'm not banned, so I'll have to do whatever I can do. But anyway, that is the Yellow Star League. ASL, do they have a Wikipedia page yet?
ASL?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I just grabbed the first link I could find in most cases.
Okay, let me see if I can.
They
Amateur
might.
Star League. Here we go.
Okay.
We want ASL 2. Okay. No bracket yet. Oh no, up in it. Oh wait, no, this is weird. Oh, group stages. That's where we want.
Yeah, we're only in group stages. There was a little 2-week break, but we're back. The games have been played.
Okay, but you have to go cast them.
And I gotta go cast them.
Okay.
That starts next weekend.
Oh,
it's gonna be a hell of a lot of
casting to do next week. Oh,
no, man. It's like he wants me to cast every goddamn game, and I gotta do it in 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
So it's gonna be like 8-hour cast Friday, 8-hour cast Sunday. Next week, 8-hour cast Friday, 8-hour cast Sunday. To burn through all these games.
I wonder how many separate like VODs that would have to end up being. Like instead of doing like is it a best of 3 for each game, or is it just best of 1? No, these are up and down, right?
No, we're done with the up and down. The way it works is the people in R1 play each other best of 3. Then the winner of that goes on to R2, plays him best of 3. Winner of that goes to R3, plays that best of 5.
Okay, so you have a whole bunch of best of 3s and best of 5s. And I just wonder how many, like, each separate games you will actually have to cast in that weekend. Like, alone from the ASL, and then on top of the Polish tour. And well, are you doing one other tournament? I feel like you are, but I could be wrong.
No, it's going to be... Next week, it's ASL Friday, ASL Saturday, Polish tour Sunday.
Okay.
Week after that, ASL Friday, ASL Saturday, New Ribbon Tour Sunday.
Okay.
So, goddamn it, you are all going to get a lot of Hacklebeast in the next few weeks. I will dearly pay for these last 2 weeks I have not casted anything, and I will make myself regret ever giving myself a break. Oh boy! All right,
Get some sleep, my friend. See if you can catch up before now, so you can do.
that's nice. I will say I have an advantage over the European casters that way. Because when the European casters cast, they have to cast until midnight or 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And then immediately they go to sleep. When I cast, I start casting at 9 a.m.
Okay.
and go until 3 or 4 or whenever the cast ends.
Yeah.
It's much more reasonable hours for me. And I will say that I have an unfair advantage over Sail and Elegant and Ominous. I'm not sure about Keontae. His schedule is completely fucked up.
He's in Australia, I know.
Because he's in Australia. I don't know about him.
Australia has the worst time zone compared to like the rest of the world.
Like, seriously, we need to just we need to take Australia and say, yo, Australia, you're really fucking up here with your time zone.
Yeah.
Just be awake during nighttime.
Yeah.
You can have the same time schedule as Europe, and everyone will be happy. The entire continent of Australia needs to become nocturnal. Go!
Yeah.
And all our problems would be solved. But no, the goddamn Australian government has no respect for foreign brood war. Zero respect. Ugh, bastards.
Well, I was thinking though, because I don't know, maybe Australia casters could actually correlate with Europe in some way if they cast like where you start casting. Or like earlier in the day, I think that actually time zones would overlap very well with the European viewers from Australia. It's really bizarre how it would work out like that, but I think it would end up ultimately working out like that. Because I was on I was actually on a Singaporean team a while back, and again that was really terrible hours, but it did correlate with the European players that were on the team very well, not with me. But beside the point. All right, so Australia needs to. Their government needs now to change the time zone to be more specific geared toward foreign brood war is what we pretty much came out to today. All right.
Jumping the gun a little bit? We can totally do it, man. We have proven foreign brood war can shape government policy.
Yes, we have.
We're getting to that later.
Yes, we are. HOF. No idea what that stands for.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Oh, okay. Oh, this is Korean, so I have I'm the most clueless person for Korean Brood War, so Hall of Fame. Oh, wait. Is he on here? Is he the one that's on here? Yes, he is. Yes. Boxer's on here.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, Boxer's on there. Yeah. Boxer's fucking first one on there.
Did he win? Or have they not nominated yet?
No, those are the, I think it's, how many are there? The 20?
20
yeah, those are the 20. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Are they playing games or are they just?
No, this was the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
These are the guys that were inducted into the Esports Hall of Fame and anointed as the 20 greatest Brood War players of all time.
Okay.
I think it's a really nice list. And a lot of people in this thread have said this is a really nice list. My personal comments in the thread were, I think it might be a little bit long, if anything.
Yeah.
I think maybe you need to make it slightly more exclusive, because there are some people who just vastly outclass the other people on that list.
Yeah.
But, you know what? That's pretty petty, to say the list needs to be shorter, than the list needs to be longer. I agree that there is nobody that is not on the list that should be on the list. And that means that they came up with a really nice list. It's amazing that me and the Koreans agree on the top 20. And I'm not alone. When I say me, I mean not only myself, but there are a lot of people who are like, this is the correct list. I'm really happy with what they went with. The only name I saw that got thrown around really as needs to be on that list is Effort. That wasn't.
Okay.
And like some other people said Zero, but no. The person who actually got a lot of traction was Effort. I'm definitely in the camp that the people who are on that list deserve it more than Effort.
Okay.
Effort's a guy, he retired in his prime. That doesn't get you bonus points for the Hall of Fame. That, if anything, it detracts from the Hall of Fame. And he only has one title. Most of the other people who are on here with one title, your Kingdoms, your Go Rushes, your Gurs, they all have something else special about them.
Okay.
Go Rush, Kingdom, long-time commentators. Kingdom, long-time commentator, and was also a coach.
All right.
Gur, foreigner. Let's be honest, Gur's on there because he's a foreigner. That makes him a little bit more special than everybody else. Effort doesn't have that extra thing that makes Effort special. And Effort was a really good player, but so was C. And so was Leda. And so was 100 other people that we can't just put on the list.
Yeah. I don't know a lot of these people. I didn't know Gur was a foreigner, but that's cool. He's 30 and retired. He's old. 2003 was his last league that he participated in. 2003.
Oh yeah,
winner. That's cool.
Gur's the oldest of guys, man. I think he won the first OSL. I can never remember whether he won the first OSL or the second OSL. But it was in 1999.
Oh wow.
So, and he stopped playing in like 2003.
Yeah.
He went back to Canada, made millions of dollars in poker, like all foreign Brood War players do.
Okay.
And now he's just chilling.
Oh, that's not by age 30, he's pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Oh. Who else do I know on this list? I know Boxer. Nada sounds familiar. I love Oof. That guy, I just know he's really famous as well. Flash, hard to not know. I don't know Celos. Fantasy, I know. Yellow, I know. July Zerg, I know. Choja, I've never heard of. Jadong. Go Rush, never heard of. Reach, no. Kingdom, Nalra, I've never heard of. Bisu, Stork, I've heard of. Anytime, haven't heard of. Jang B won, the latest OSL, or the last one?
He won the last one and the one before that.
And
he won the last two.
And Garmito, I don't know. And Gur, what you just said was a foreigner, so.
Yeah. Just a real quick rundown on the people you said you didn't know, because you should know all these people. Yeah. Like, everyone who likes Brood War and wants to know more about Brood War, just do a little bit of research onto why these people are awesome. You'll end up enjoying it in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But Zelos, the perfect Terran, a.k.a. DDR Terran,
okay,
which is an inside joke that you should totally go look up what that means, because it's hilarious. But he was known for having really, really nice mechanics. Mm-hmm. And he was one of the first players that was known for being a mechanics player, rather than Boxer, who's just like, I'm going to do crazy shit and it's going to work because I'm awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Where instead of that, Zelos was just, I'm going to play really well, and everything will be clean, and everything will be perfect. And it's part of the reason why he was able to play for 8 years and stay at a pretty high level. He was also part of the reason that CJ is a team at all. Like, he really carried that team in the early days and made it from Go, which was just kind of a starving clan,
mm-hmm.
into CJ Entness, the pro gaming team, and one of the best pro gaming teams.
All right.
Chojaja is a dude who I admittedly don't know as much about as everyone else. I'm willing to take that, but he has a gold. He has a lot of silvers. He doesn't quite have as long of a career as everyone else.
Yeah,
but
03 to 06, yeah.
Yeah, but he's known for his Ultralisk play.
Okay.
He had really nice macro for Zergs. So where other Zergs just would never get to that stage in the game, he was one. He was kind of he was almost a precursor to July in that sense.
Okay.
Of precursor to that explosion of stuff and just attack everything. But because he has so much money to do it with, he did it with Ultras. And people weren't quite used to seeing Ultras on the level used in the way that Chojaja did.
Okay.
Nalra, fucking one of my favorite players. He's in the elite club of multiple titles.
Okay.
Of those people, there's a good number of those people on that list who only have one title, or even 0 titles in the case of Yellow. So sad for Yellow. Yeah. But he has multiple titles. He was known for having some really intense rivalries with actually a lot of different people. Specifically Kingdom, another Protoss player who was on his rival team. And some very, very high-level games with Savior. When Savior was absolutely wrecking everybody, and specifically all the Protosses, Nalra was able to put up a fight. He... Oh?
What? Do we get someone in here? A game comes on now.
Hi, game. Sup, bro?
I can add him in the call. You can, if you want to continue on or whatever.
Yeah, bring him on. I won't go too much longer into this because most of these people should know him. But Nalra, known for having some of the most creative Protoss play we've ever seen, known for man of 1,000 nicknames, and Grimto is a very, very old school player, and he is on there, and he's on there because he's also in that club of early OSL, multiple league wins.
Okay.
And it's considered pretty damn prestigious when you're a good old Protoss player. There was the new age of 2004 when Protoss started to become an actual race again that people could play and be legitimate at. But before then, it's fucking Reach and Garimto for 4 years as we are the only good Protoss players. And specifically Reach. That's why Reach is the sickest fucking guy, man. When you go back and you look through the OSLs, there are like 3 OSLs in a row where the round of 16 is 15 Protosses, or excuse me, 15 Terrans and Zergs and Reach. 15 Terrans and Zergs and Reach. 15 Terrans and Zergs and Reach. Yeah. And it doesn't get much better than that. They're sprinkled in 1 or 2 other Protosses, but they fade out immediately. It's like, Reach is such a fucking boss, man. And people need to recognize that's why Reach is awesome. For no other reason than because he made Protoss a legitimate race when no one else could.
All right.
All right.
If you're wondering, he said game is gonna come on in 5 minutes.
We don't exactly have a whole lot more to the show.
No, we don't.
We do have one more thing, and let's be honest. Excuse me, 2 more things. 2 more things. Okay. We'll try to stall because the last thing is the thing that's most important for game. Yeah. All that other stuff, we need game for that last one. And honestly, if game wasn't here, I don't know how much we could say. You and me, we're not the kind of guys to talk about this. Oh, yeah. It takes a special person. And game is a special person.
Well,
but let's go.
Well, I was also gonna say you also missed my league, my own star league, which I can talk about as well.
Oh yes, please do so.
I wasn't going to go say anything, but so anyway, again from the show notes provided by Hacklebeast, the funding, the Swedish Brood War Initiative did start getting their funding by the government. I believe now you can sign up. It's like $725 in order to get like a year like pass or whatever year like membership to this thing. I'm not sure if you can do it now as a foreigner, but possibly.
That you can join as a foreigner.
Okay, you can now.
And I'm not really sure about all the details, but in fact, there's not a whole lot that I wanted to comment on this, and it really isn't a discussion point. But I think it's something that definitely needs to be highlighted.
Yeah.
And like this is a case study of some dude said, "I want to do something cool for Brood War," and then he just did it.
Yeah.
And with no one else's help. He didn't ask anybody to do something for him. Yeah. He's like, "I am doing this. If you would like to join, I'd love to have you."
Yeah.
But it's just going to happen. And then he did.
Yeah.
And he was rewarded with $750 from the Swedish government.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And that will just go towards tournaments or whatever kind of lanes that they're doing or something like that.
Yeah, he hasn't been terribly specific about what exactly it's going to go for, but there have been some ideas he's thrown around. He's working on something. I got faith whatever it's going to be, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah. And well, I mean that's the other thing is whatever that Elwa did an update on the winter land or whatever. He's starting to do that. He pulled like $3,000 to that or something. We should mention that.
We should mention that, but I don't know a whole lot about it other than what the thread says. It's
well, I mean I know it's still early that what they're planning for, but I'm just saying like with that happening in like Central Europe, if Yavla wants to do lands, now Brood War starts kind of having those lands, or more lands now than there once was for foreign Brood War. That's what I was just saying, because there's now organizations that actually have money to do these kind of lands, which is kind of cool. So there's actually, Brood War actually might have, quote-unquote, legitimate, events that aren't just through just online leagues. They're actually, you go to this event, there's pictures, there will actually be an actual stage that you can actually tune into on twitch.tv, and actually it's like an actual event, which I think is really cool. I don't know if Swedish Brew Door Initiative is going to do that, but there's the potential for that. But yes. So congratulations to Yavla Tavern for doing that, and then they get whatever the user fees, stuff like that, which will always just contribute more. HOF, Speech Brew Door Initiative, GM Telecom versus Random Korean.
That's what we need game for.
Okay.
So we're still stalling a little bit more time for that.
Okay.
But I didn't include the Capture the Flag League because I didn't know if there was an update. Has there been an update?
The finals are cast and done. The league is concluded finally. So okay, so for all that don't know, I've been doing this league. I'm still continuing to run this league. It's just kind of, it's a small league. It's just for fun. We are it's just for Capture the Flag. If you ever go on iCup or Fish or whatever, and then you see like Melee, use map settings, you'll see all these kind of other random ones like Team Melee, and then you'll see Capture the Flag in there. And I wanted to figure out what it was, and then I started testing with it, and then I wanted to do a tournament on it. And it was a lot of fun to cast, and blah 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 blah. And we're done now. So I have done as my best job to get this as the most organized tournament that is the most accessible for anyone that wants to watch the VODs or information in general. Like the Wikipedia page was updated while I casted, so every single information on here has been updated, like with just tedious work, but at the end of the day, it's all awesome. So if you want to just get a quick summary of it, the Wikipedia page is all updated, and the only one thing that's not up to date yet is all the replays that I'm in the works of just gathering and organizing them and just putting them into a zip folder and then uploading that and then putting that also into the Wikipedia page. But generally, it is a spoiler alert, but again, that's what you're going to be doing on the Wikipedia page. Quinzerus or Queerness, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. He won. He won the whole tournament. The winner gets a mystery box that I have to go fill stuff up with, which I already have it all done. I just got to ship it out to him. I was hoping that was going to be North America, the winner, but I'll have to ship it internationally down to him, so the shipping might be a little expensive. But I said I was going to get him the mystery box. He will get that, and then gets $20 USD. So it's not like a huge tournament, but if you want some entertaining games, very entertaining. The finals, like the first half of the finals match was very entertaining. There was just 2 eliminations that happened like literally at the same time. It was funny, yeah. And then also, I'm looking into what season 2 is, but also season 1. I also want to have some like justification for players to actually just not turtle and actually kill people. So that's where the eliminations or flag kills comes into play. So whoever makes a player type in GG or it gets an elimination through the flag kill, they get an elimination point. And Wands came up on top of that, so they get an extra like $5. There wasn't a lot of incentive to do it this league. Next season, what I'm hoping to do is that it's like I run 8 tournaments. It might be a bi-weekly thing. It might be a weekly thing on like a Saturday or Sunday. I don't know when. And that has like a $5 to $10 prize pool, so it's really it's not a lot of, it's like chump change. But that I keep records of. I cast all those games. And then recurring players should be coming, because then the eliminations go up through 8 weeks of those tournaments. And then those go into the whole season 2. And then pretty much you just get all the stats, you run all the numbers, and then whoever has the total flag kills gets like the $50 that wins for that season. Is what I'm hoping to do, at least. Will that happen? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Yeah. And I think that's about everything that's regarded the Puka Capture the Flag Star League. Yep. All right, so what else? What else is going on for Brew Door? Oh, well, there was one other thing that recently came up, and game will be coming on in 1 minute. The AI, they said they needed a caster, and I'm not casting like a whole bunch of huge leagues, so I just offered that I could help out with it. It was like players that, or people that made like computer Brood War players, and they put them up against a man who was Bakuryu, who's like an A minus Zerg, I think. Yeah, Bakuryu. I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name. And then I have to cast some of those games or something like that. So look on the look out for those if you ever want to see those. So yeah.
I didn't know that's what the games were. I'm actually really interested in the Brood War AI stuff.
Yeah.
I've followed it the past few years, and if you don't know anything about it, it's people creating programs to try to be the best Brood War player ever. So if you ever wondered what StarCraft would be like if it was possible to micro mutalisks at 8,000 APM.
Yeah.
There are bots that micro mutalisks at 8,000 APM. It's really cool to watch because they don't have to make the mutalisks as one group.
Yeah.
They can send them all in individually. So you never lose more than one mutalisks when you want to retreat. It's so sick. And I thought about actually entering myself before realizing, holy shit, I don't know anywhere near enough about programming.
Yeah.
And this would be way too hard. But I find it absolutely fascinating. I do love that stuff. And I'll definitely be checking it out. I think it's cool. I don't think that the program will be able to beat Bakuryu, but I think that it's cool that they think it's good enough to give him a shot.
Can you see me?
I gotta add you to the
We can hear you. Oh, there we go.
Hold on. Right when your video goes up, my computer turns really slow. Sorry, Chad, I can no longer see you. Alright, hold on. Holy fucking shit.
It's too dark, man. We need
you
to
gotta
see
get
it
some
in all
light
its
on
glory.
I have a light on.
Get up.
What?
It's
Does not look like you do.
hold on, you gotta change the scene a little bit. No. No, hold on. I gotta go add part of the new overlay. Hold on. So, hold on. Give me half a second.
Broke my headphones in the process of doing this.
Probably be a good idea. Alright. So I gotta add your screen region. Alright, so he has his unicorn. Dude, you gotta get some more lighting on your webcam.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, there's no way. I just have one light in my room. As you can see, it's above my head.
He's just like a oh my god. Oh no. Oh my god.
We need you to duck down a little bit so we can see the horn. Because right now you just look like a horse. Oh yeah.
Did you scare your floor with that? Did you scare your floor with that or no?
Say what?
Did you scare the people on your floor, your dormitory floor? Your dorm?
No, I only scared the people in the leasing office.
Could you speak up a little bit? Or can you change your mic? I still can't hear you
I
at all.
scared the people in the leasing office.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Well, that's your show up game. You know,
Why, thank you.
like only an hour and 10 minutes late. We have 5 minutes more left in the show, but that's cool. Glad you could come.
Well, I don't I still have to do like my show match, like the weekly show match against game to see what other kind of crazy stuff happens at the end. Oh. I think that might be a priority as well. But anyway, so
Show, so it's okay.
so we have a magical unicorn speaking to us now. So I need to go look at where you actually came in time for the one thing that you're probably the most knowledgeable on. GM Telecom versus the random Korean that you got temp banned for 30 days along with like Gecko and Nina Thurg and probably a whole bunch of other people.
Nope, just those three.
Just those three, okay.
Just those three.
Something about a grudge match. The last time I saw a grudge match, people got banned, so I didn't really pay much attention to it, but you were saying?
I said that's how it works. It's not a grudge match until people get banned. And since they were such dodgers, we had to take up the responsibility of getting banned for them.
So, why don't you provide a recap of what went down last night?
A recap of last night. Everyone got excited. People canceled their plans. They wanted to show up, watch the match, and Telecom's a little faggot bitch. That's it. That's really it. Random Korean was just sitting there waiting for an hour. And then Telecom, he looked worse than I do with his mask. And so I guess he was embarrassed to show up. He didn't want to be humiliated because he's a retard.
Now, have you read the thread since this morning?
I didn't know what a day was. I don't even have a calendar on my computer. What do I do?
So you do not personally believe that Telecom is stupid enough?
Says. What are you talking about? It doesn't have to do with him being...
I just want to get it out there. I don't want to make any assumptions.
Okay.
Alright. So, how do you feel about the potential for redoing the day? Redoing the grudge match?
I think it's a terrible idea because Telecom's a stupid bitch.
Alright. you really you just don't want to see it, man? You're willing to give up on the possibility of seeing that grudge match?
I already gave up on the possibility. It's over for me.
Game, man. You're so pessimistic.
It has 28 pages.
Oh yeah, dude. Have you not read this?
No,
he did this for?
I
He did it because this is the
literally
most
just found out
attention he's
about it.
ever going to get in his life. And now he feels cool, and he's like, "Oh, people know who I am." Aww. Even if it's for being a fucking retard, he just wants people to know who he is.
You really should have read this thread by now. Like, there's no excuse for that. This thread.
I haven't been online for the past 5 days, Monday through Friday. I don't get.
Yo, this thread was made more than 5 days ago.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. I'm guessing.
I doubt that.
Just check the first day.
I'm checking
the first
day.
post on the thread.
September 14th. Okay, wow. Actually, yes, it was. When was this?
All right then.
No, this was Friday. This was the last Friday. Okay, so. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
Getting game that mask was definitely a good idea.
Honestly, the most grudge that happened last night is that Puppy Killer, he can't get along with any human being. So, me and Puppy Killer. That's about it.
Yeah, that might have been the funniest part of the cast. When you hung up, and then Puppy Killer just went on for 10 minutes about why he doesn't like you. Just fucking out of the blue.
Oh my goodness. Wait, so Game, Ninazurg, and Gecko get banned, but did Telecom or Random Korean get banned?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Telecom.
Someone needs to get banned. Wait, Telecom has been banned?
He's Telecom. He needs to get banned.
Wait, he needs to get banned or he is banned?
He needs to get banned.
Okay, agreed.
I think
Agreed.
Random Korean need to think up a signature that's so terrible that it's going to get him permanently banned.
Right.
Is this the dude that just went around? I feel is this one of the people that just went around just starting just starting making some random argument all around in certain threads, or is that someone else?
Well, that's him.
That
Ellis.
that described an incountable number of people.
Okay.
No, but him especially.
There's walls of text to read from.
Oh yeah, man, you gotta read it all.
I don't think I have. Well, right now I don't think
You have to really grasp the futility of this thread, and just the sheer stupidity of anybody who has posted in it, me included. I was stupider for posting in that thread. I don't mind, man. It was hilarious.
I'm pretty sure that you don't qualify as stupid just for posting in the thread. There's other things, all right?
I said stupider.
Wait, is this Telecom dude the guy you were talking about last week About the guy that's just been playing Brood War for an excessive amount of time but has never improved?
Why, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that.
Yes,
Okay,
it
now I'm
was.
starting to remember this. Yeah.
I don't know if half of you were saying that or I was, but yes.
Oh wow.
I even put on my suit for this shit.
Yeah. See,
Can
man.
you even see out of the hat?
I have to see out of the nose.
Oh right.
That's where my microphone is.
Oh yeah.
Or the mouth. Sure, nose, mouth, same thing.
Is the unicorn hat as much as you thought it is as good as you thought it was gonna be?
Only for Halloween.
Only for Halloween.
See, the real purpose of that was to get Game to try to, like, talk about serious things, like Gambit Cup or whatever, just in a fucking unicorn mask.
Okay.
He
My
he
opinion.
ruined them.
That again.
Well, every time I think in order for Game to come on, I think he actually needs to be required to wear the unicorn mask, or until we get him something equivalently as awesome. I think that needs to be a new mandatory rule for Game. Possibly.
Just. Doesn't anyone see my mane? It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the low lighting of the room looks like something that you would in the suit makes it you look like something you'd find like a horror movie, like someone would kidnap someone and then having like a dark low lighting room and then like as the ransom video. It looks like something like one of those people would
Well,
wear.
if Telecom was to show up in my room right now, that would come true.
Well, okay, so we have covered quite a bit of information for Blitz tonight. I think probably the most thing. Game has been very entertaining. Thank you for Hucklebees for getting on as well. Now, should we end it here, or should we do that one random match that I generally do at the end of Blitz, or should we just pass it for this week?
Ending? Why would we end when I have to still talk about Nation Wars? And
Oh,
War
Nation
Rift
Wars. Nation
Wait,
Wars.
are you announcing Nation Wars?
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda? Is there a thread?
No.
Blitz gets.
There's also-
So are you
Blitz
just
is
announcing
exclusive.
that it exists, and then...
Well, since I'm the organizer, I can say anything exists, and since I've never lied about something existing, people are gonna believe me.
I know, but you kind of saying essentially Nation Wars exists but having no details isn't anything new.
No, I was gonna give details, but you interrupted me.
Please, then. Please, share some details, game.
Oh, okay, some details. Swedish Brood War Initiative, they're the lead sponsor, so
Oh, that's.
automatically they advance in the finals. I mean, just kidding. I edited the teams, so they're more comprehensive since there's been some losses of players and a few other players that come back. And, well, the teams weren't that balanced to begin with in the first one. One of the big ones is Hungary can't sustain their own team anymore, so they need to be part of a larger region, which incorporated before what was the northern part of Europe, which was actually Western Europe. And Canada can't sustain a team, so they're just going to join up with the USA.
Wait, did you say Hungary's going to be part of Western Europe?
Well, no, it was an example.
Okay.
I have no glasses on right now. I can't see out of this mask, and I don't have the notepad up. So details, they might be wrong, they might be right, but they're there. And essentially, there's another sponsor, or there's a few other sponsors for it, but there's one other major one, and Sengi turns in his money, and we work out whatever it is with Swedish Brood War Initiative. Yeah, it's gonna start. And then there's the 4th LRM Island Tour coming up in a few weeks, and more ribbon tours.
More ribbon tours, okay.
LRM Island Tour. I did not know about
Are
that
you
one.
too new to know what that is?
I know what an island tour was. It was one of the first tournaments I've ever casted. Carriers and scouts are awesome.
Well, that's spawned off actually the same sponsor for that was the one who convinced ICUP to do that.
Oh yeah. No. I don't know who made the who initially did the iCup version of it, but I did cast that version of it. But yeah, it was entertaining. It's been a while.
Yeah, it was one of the first niche tours. It always had a lot of good players doing a lot of crazy shit. And it started all the other ridiculous tournaments that weren't just play the popular maps. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right.
All right. So how many teams are in Nation Wars?
Name
5.
that whatsoever.
None.
8.
8.
8.
That's gonna be entertaining. Okay.
A shame.
What?
What'd you say?
No, so that's good. That's cool.
What'd you say?
That's cool, I guess. I don't know. I'm really confused. Do you have any other announcements before we do the actual conclusion of the actual news section of Blitz?
Sponsors for YSL 4. I don't think that's an announcement. That's a request.
If you would like to demonstrate that, or would you like to announce that, go ahead.
Hi, people with money. I'm a college student, and as most of you are, and those of you who are now professionals, you need to give some money for YSL 4 so I can put out a good production again.
All right, so go.
It's a really good thing you're wearing that suit.
Like,
It makes you look more professional. Probably going to attract more people. A good call.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Okay. So with that, Game has done his announcements. Despite being late, giving us all that need-be information that's awesome for Foreign Brood War. That will conclude the news segment for Blitz here. Now again, I'll extend my arms again. Do you want to do another match just for pure fun?
Can't do it with the unicorn mask on.
Okay, fine, but we need some other restriction to you. Let me just turn off the stream for half a second, and for VOD users, I will update the game. I'll upload the game. The next part 2 is just the game, so it doesn't have any news to do with it. All right.